This is a special meeting. This is not an interview but an absolute honor for myself and for our company Revsportz. We are with CD Gopinath, the member of the first India's test match victory against England and in the history overall. Sir, first of all, thank you so much for taking time out for this.
Not at all.
Sir, of course, the World Cup will start from your hometown in Chennai, and India will take on Australia, of course, in the opening match. How do you see the current evolution of cricket, of course, from then to now? How do you see the
No, I think there's a great improvement and growth in the game, in the way they play,
Right.
the way. See, the other thing is when you are playing like this, you're 2020. They are innovating new.
Right.
Well, I call it not cricket, but then that's way of thinking and innovating new method. Your reverse sweep, all that. I mean, and in my time, you are not expected to lift a ball.
Yeah.
Sixers and all is not part of the game.
Everything
You
is
play along the thing.
along the line.
Yeah. I remember even at Calcutta when I played. Berry Sarvadikari.
Yeah.
He was the one who used to comment, and he was writing for a paper also. You know. So it's in many ways cricket has grown a lot, and today it's not for us. It was a pastime.
Right.
It was interested, enjoyed, played, had a lot of fun. Now it's employment, and the game itself is today not a sport, it's an industry. It's a complete industry where I think when you see bowling coach, batting coach, fielding coach, I said, what can a batting coach do with Tendulkar or Kohli or what? If you come to the level of playing for India, you're not going to be coached by anybody, or you're already past all that stage.
Right.
So it's completely different, and I would say in 2020 is very chancy.
Right.
One day is not so bad. One day is okay. It's a full day's game, and I'm going for India to win this match.
You're going to, and for the entire World Cup, of course, home World Cup, the last time India played in the home World Cup in 2011, you mentioned Sachin Tendulkar's name, his long dream of lifting the trophy.
He's a lovely player,
Right.
and a lovely person,
Right.
lovely man,
Right.
very humble, very didn't demonstrate, and a very nice chap.
But do you think, like in 2011 in home World Cup, India won the World Cup, this time also they can lift the trophy?
I'm not so sure because I find now one match they are great, another match it suddenly goes the other way. So I think they've got a good chance of doing that, and I am expecting them to beat Australia here.
Australia.
Yeah, I think I would say 70% chance of winning the World Cup.
70% chance. So that's the prediction coming right from the big man, great man here. But sir, of course, you mentioned Virat Kohli as well. One of the greats, of modern greats, we can say. People often compare him to Sachin Tendulkar as well, but that man is something else. And Virat Kohli is in his own way a great player.
Yeah.
How do you see the batting of Virat Kohli? Of course, modern day cricket, Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, this comparison. Do you see him in that pedestal?
I feel that one is not as consistent as he was before, say before 2 years or 3 years.
2016, 2018.
And now I feel his batting a little chancy because he play. I think all this is because of the 2020. He doesn't play a straight bat. I think in the past he always played straight. Now it's gone on to a bit of an angle like
Cross
that.
bats.
Yeah. And I've seen him get out, played on from the inside edge onto the wicket.
Right.
And if you have a bat at an angle, it's very likely that would happen.
Yeah.
Right. You're playing the ball that was there, but if you are straight, you can't. It won't happen.
Right.
But that I find quite often is getting out like that. But then, as I say, is tremendous scores. I mean, unbelievable. His kind of records and all that sort of thing. So I think he'll come good because he's got the confidence.
Right.
And he's a good player.
Right.
He's got the confidence, and he has got his reflexes are very fast.
Right.
So
Fit
those
is
things,
excellent.
those things are going to help him.
He's just around 30 centuries away now, not even 30, 20 centuries away from touching Sachin Tendulkar's 100 centuries. Do you feel he can, by the time he retires, he will touch that mark?
Yeah. Well, whether he'd get 100 centuries, I'm not sure. Sachin, I was always this thing, he has a very solid bat. Very solid bat. And played very correct cricket,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So I've always felt that Sachin was very...
One final question before we wrap up this interview, sir. India is playing the World Cup, so your message to the Indian team, straight to the players, anything which you would want to say?
I would say the batsmen should play to the need of the team. Depending what the score is, depending on how many overs are left, depending on how many wickets have fallen, the batsman has got to adapt to the conditions in which we're playing. You can't hit every ball. You can hit every ball if you are one down and you got 150 runs. You can hit every ball. It doesn't matter if you get out. But if the score is 170 for 6, then you got to go a little more carefully. You can't. So you got to change your batting to the requirement, an adopted game to, for the sake of the team, depending on the position in which your team is at the time.
That's a great message, and hopefully our players will get to see this message and follow this in the next 2 months. It's going to be a long journey for the World Cup. But sir, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Not at all. Thank you. Nice talking to you.
And
nice talking to anybody in cricket, interest in cricket. So, as I say, that man Krishna Iyer, I think his name. It's a noble game.
It's a noble game.